Hello, spooky crew. Our tote bag drawing is officially closed, and we just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who entered. We are so grateful for the love and the support, and we have loved reading your reviews. Missed the tote? No worries. We're still sending out high-quality vinyl stickers while supplies last. Just email us proof of your rating and review along with your mailing address to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, and we'll get one headed your way. Quick promise, your address is only for mailing the sticker. No emails, no selling info, no funny business, just spooky gratitude. Thanks again for supporting the show. You are the reason we do this.
You're listening to the Spooky Darlings podcast, where three sisters get together and sometimes we have a follow-up Friday. I'm Haley.
I'm Nettie.
I'm Emily.
And what's going on, sisters?
Well, some kind of cool and crazy stuff has happened since our last FUF episode. FUF is for
Follow-up
Friday.
Okay, but I did ask my teenage kids today, and they said, FUF. No, actually, no. I asked Google. Google said FUF can mean fat, ugly friend. And my kids were like, we've never heard of it. And then Charlie was like, I think it means financial
Upward
undertaking or something like that. So anyway, they were like, go ahead and use it.
I say use it. It's kind of like BLM can mean Black Lives Matter or the Bureau of Land Management. Remember from White Lotus?
Yes.
Yeah, she was so excited that he worked for BLM.
Funny. I loved that so much.
Love
That was
Jennifer
pretty great.
Coolidge.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty great.
So good.
So, yes, since our last follow-up Friday, aka FUF episode, it was funny because I was thinking about it in my head. I was like, follow up Friday, and we could call it the fluff episode.
Oh, sure could. Let's think about that.
Or I like FUF though. It's fine.
Well, I mean,
Or
think it's
FUF, or
perfect.
FUF, F-U-F, FUF.
yeah, that's what Mimi used to call farts.
Yeah. That's what, yes,
Oh,
my kids would say FUF.
Mimi.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do have kind of a funny story that I haven't told either of you because I thought it might be funny to save for the podcast. But we were in Sisters, Oregon, at a polo tournament, and polo tournaments are pretty boozy. And so Jason and I had gone back home after a dinner with some of our friends, and I was a little drunk and I was going to the bathroom, and I had my AirPods. I had one AirPod in my ear and my AirPods in my leggings pocket, and I flush the toilet and I stand up and I go to take my AirPods out of my leggings pocket, and it falls into the toilet as it's flushing.
Really?
And my case and my other earbud flushed down the toilet.
I legitimately did the exact same thing last year. I had to order, I mean, not with one earbud, just my case. I had my earbud case was in my sweater pocket, and I leaned over. This was in my own home. I leaned over to flush the toilet, and right when I hit flush, the earbuds like tumbled into the toilet, and Brent could hear me upstairs, all the way from upstairs, going, "No!" And there was no retrieving them. I had to order a new case.
Well, I wasn't like 100% sure until I went to try, because I was like, it had to have like gone behind the toilet or something. And
no.
and so I was like pressing the sound thing, and I like was looking at the location and everything, and then I just came to the conclusion that that is what happened. And Jason was in bed falling asleep, and I kept going back into the bedroom. I'm like, Jason, I think I just flushed my AirPods. And then I go back into the bathroom and go and check, and like looking around and just hoping that they like anywhere but falling in the flushing toilet.
Oh no. And it wasn't like one where you could check the cat. Shh, gross. Gross anyway.
Yeah, we
Like
were at
blood
we were
stuff.
at an Airbnb, and
Gross.
and and the polo crowd likes to go pretty hard, so I was
You were, yeah.
pretty toasty.
Listeners, we're not talking about water polo, although we are convinced that Haley would be a good water polo player. We're talking about horse polo.
Yeah, the
HP.
Sisters Oregon crew is pretty fun.
Nice. You had a
Well,
good time then.
fun. I'm so glad you got to experience that, and I'm sorry that you lost your AirPods. I think
No,
you need to order another pair.
that is a bummer.
I
It's just
know.
so funny that I've done the exact same thing. Like literally like a
I'm
year
really glad
ago.
I'm not alone.
I could not believe it. They just like literally flush and then the thing fell in and there was just nothing. There was nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
Oh, gross.
I know.
Okay, so this week we were pretty excited to get some fan emails.
Yes.
Nettie, did you want to
Yes.
share yours first, or do you want me to
Sure.
share? We kind of split them up as they came in.
Yeah, I will. Want me to read first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is from a listener named Sarah, Sarah P. And Sarah P did not say where she was from. Dear Spooky Sisters, I stumbled upon your podcast while looking for something spooky to listen to, and the Spooky Darlings came up as a suggestion, which makes me really excited that it's coming up as a suggestion. I'm so glad it did. I have binged all of your episodes so far, and your banter makes me feel like I'm hanging out with my own sister.
Oh.
After your episode about the Wanda Beach murders, you did a segment where you talked about creepy things that children say. It reminded me of about some creepy things my oldest son used to say when he was a little boy. He was around 3 years old, and I had recently given birth to his little sister. I was tucking him into bed one night, doing our nightly routine of singing him a song and saying a prayer. After the prayer, he opened his eyes and looked at me with a look of absolute terror on his face. I remember feeling a chill pass through me and feeling an energy shift in the room. I figured that this was me just having a physical reaction to the look of terror on his face, but I felt very alarmed. At first, I thought there might be something behind me, but he was looking straight at me and shrinking backwards toward the headboard of his bed. He then said in a half whisper, "I don't like it when you look like that." I responded with, "When I look like what?" He looked at me for a few seconds more, then his face relaxed. When I asked him what he meant, he said something along the lines of, "like a mommy with a mean face." I shrugged it off, just thinking that I must have had a stern look on my face, or that the lamp in the room cast a shadow on my face or something. I was exhausted from being up at night with a new baby, etc., so it wouldn't be surprising if I looked a little grumpy. But cut to sometime later, could have been a few days, but might have been a few weeks. I had just put the baby down for a nap and was making a snack for my son. He was happily playing with Duplo blocks on the kitchen floor, and I remember I was holding his plate of food, and I told him to come sit down at the table. He said something along the lines of, "Look what I built, Mommy," but then when he looked up at me, it was the same reaction as before from when I tucked him in. He startled, looked absolutely terrified, and shrunk away from me. Now, I want you to keep in mind, we do not spank our kids. We do not yell at our kids. We do our best to practice gentle parenting. I'm not saying we've never gotten angry, but my son didn't have any reason to be scared or to shrink away from me. He said in that same half-voiced whisper, his voice trembling a little, "I don't like it when you make that face."
Oh my gosh.
I responded with, "What face?" And then he pointed at my face and said, "That one." I feel like we froze, staring at each other, me with confusion and him in terror for a few seconds. And then I felt sort of a release of tension in my body and in the room, and he relaxed. And just like nothing happened, he went and sat down at the table for his snack.
What?
He acted like nothing happened for a few minutes, and then when he was about finished with his snack, he glanced at me and said, "Mommy, don't do that again." I said something like, "Don't make that face again." And I was trying to figure out if I had looked at him sternly or wondered if I had RBF. And then he said, don't look like a different mean mommy."
Oh, creepy.
I made a point. I know, it's really creepy. I made a point to try to have a pleasant expression on my face, regardless of how tired I was for the next few weeks. And he didn't accuse me of looking like someone else again. He did come into my room one night and said there was a lady in his room and he couldn't sleep. My husband went and checked and he didn't see anything. We figured it was a bad dream. We moved out of that house not too long after that. He is a teenager now and has no memory of these events. But he thinks it's pretty funny when I tell the story, and sometimes he will say, "Don't look like a mean mommy," to me if I get after him for not doing his chores or something, LOL. He also refers to the story as the time Mom almost got possessed. Anyway, feel free to read this on the podcast. Keep up the good work, and I can't wait for new episodes. I've been telling my friends about your podcast, so thank you for telling your friends.
Aw.
Oh, that's the best when people tell their friends.
I know it's just like the best
Feeling.
feedback.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll get some new listeners. Now I'm trying to get my sister to listen. I think she would get a kick out of your dynamic. Thank you, Sarah P.
Sarah P.
Oh, thanks, Sarah P. That's so fun.
That was
Like,
such a great email.
Crazy.
that is literally the best. And I just want to say real quick, like we've gotten to 1,600 downloads with just like a month and 10 days of having published for the first time. And that's really exciting. It's just like the most fun feeling. I just wanted to bring that up really quick and thank everybody that has downloaded, listened, liked, subscribed. It's the very
shared with
most
their
fun
friends.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we can just go real quick back to Sarah P's email.
Oh, yeah.
I actually reading this, it reminded me of a time that my oldest, when she was little, told me that she didn't like the face I was making. One time it actually just totally reminded me, and at the time I just thought of it as like I was, grumpy and tired, and she said something like, I don't like it when you make that face. And it just kind of reminded me, it was a very similar thing. And I was like, what face? And she was like, that face, and pointed to me. And genuinely, like, my memory of that is, wow, I must just be looking really grumpy. But it just sounds like something really creepy was going on in Sarah's home, because
And her feeling the release, like
Yeah,
yes,
that's
that
interesting.
like the
kind of-
feeling of tension and then a release. And I have read a couple of things on Reddit where people we're talking about people that are mediums or something. They'll actually, the people that are with them will say they'll take on the characteristics almost of the people they're channeling. And with like the little boy saying that there's something, that there was like a lady in his room, it just makes me wonder, like,
who was
if
that
just
lady?
for a minute, like when Sarah was feeling like a chill or feeling like that tension, if there was like just for a minute, like the presence of that lady was almost like just flashing on her face.
Maybe. Okay, but this does remind me of when long time ago, Jordan and I went to church and we were late, so we sat in the waiting room for a minute to wait until we could go into the main area, and there was a mother and her super weird son sitting across from us. And we were not even looking at them, but the son kept pointing at Jordan and going, I don't like the way he's looking at me. And Jordan was like, me? Like, what? What am I doing? It
not
was
looking at
so
you, buddy.
uncomfortable. We were like, we should get out of here. It was
I
so
don't like the way
weird.
he's looking at me.
It was
What are you
so
supposed to do?
weird.
We gotta go. There's a creepy kid.
I don't know. It's weird. Well, it does make me think of, another time when my same daughter, but it was when she was much younger, kept pointing to corners of the room. But this is while we were at our in-laws and she had a fever. And she just kept pointing to the corner and screaming and then burying her face in my shoulder. And I was like, what in the heck is happening? Like, I just figured she was having some kind of like fever dream or something, but I don't know. I honestly wonder, like at talking, like from our Shadow People episode and like talking about how Tim, our listener that let us share his story about his experience with the Hat Man, how he talked about like the Benadryl effect when people are on Benadryl and almost like your guard is down. And I wonder if it's the same thing, like maybe when people are having a fever dream, which is a real, phenomenon where you're having a fever and you like almost have like hallucinations, maybe something is happening that almost like opens up that third eye and you can see things that our human eye can't see, because they say, and they are certain scientists say that humans are actually only using 4% of their vision. And so maybe people that see things that other people can't see are actually just seeing more.
So
like
with
using
my
more of their
terrible
vision.
left eye, I'm probably using 2% because my left eye is so bad.
Anyways, thank you again, Sarah, for writing in.
Thank you, Sarah P.
Fascinating and terrifying email. And we would love to hear if anyone else has more creepy kid stories. We would love to hear anything creepy your kids have said.
Anything creepy your kids have said?
Yeah, or whatever things you want to share. I do have
I got
another listener
two.
email from Amanda B.
Hi, Amanda B.
The subject line is "The ocean is scary, and so is sending fan mail to strangers." Skull emoji, black heart emoji. Hi, spooky darlings. I just wanted to take a second to say how much I enjoy your show. I found it recently when I was looking for something spooky but fun to listen to, and now it is always on the top of my queue. I love the mix of true crime, creepy legends, and a bit of humor. It's exactly what my dark little heart needs.
Oh my gosh, yay.
Amanda, we love
Amanda,
your dark little heart.
you could be our
Yes.
sister.
I wanted to comment on the Adrift episode about the guy lost at sea, like, as in, it made me so nervous the whole time I was listening. I have always had an irrational fear of deep water, probably due to the Montel Williams show episode I watched as a child called Danger on the Ocean that I vividly remember, and also that after a quick fact check, apparently I made up that title, question mark, 3 exclamation points.
Sounds good to
Google
me.
reveals nothing like that. Wait, Google reveals nothing like the episode and nothing with the title I
Oh
remember.
my gosh.
I swear they talked about all the horrors that can occur on a cruise ship, from accident to rape/abuse to murder, and it left a deep impression or what turns out to be a false memory. And I have told so many people about it over the years as a reason for refusing to go on cruises, and apparently simultaneously spreading a total web of misinformation, question mark, exclamation point. I swear they talked about that scuba guy who went missing on a dive trip and another person whose daughter went missing on a cruise to Alaska.
Oh.
The only trace of a Montel Williams episode I can find online in a similar vein is a 2019, which is totally the wrong decade,
Oh my gosh.
episode about a haunted cruise ship called, quote, Famously Afraid, unquote, which I have not, in all caps, NOT, watched, but it seems right up your alley, which is why I had to mention it. Anyway, sorry for the rambling, and thank you for the work and humor you put into your storytelling. You make me laugh. Please keep it up. Stay spooky. Amanda B. from Florida. Parentheses, I swear we aren't all like Florida Man headlines, LOL. In parentheses.
Sounds like she got a kick out of our Florida Man headlines.
Yes, that was such a fun. Go ahead.
Amanda B, thank you.
Yes, thanks, Amanda B. That was such a fun, interesting thing. I feel like I saw that Montel Williams episode. I thought it was called Terror on the Open Sea. But yeah, I can't find anything about it either. Super interesting, but I will say
I did not know.
No, I'm remembering it too,
My-
though. Maybe I'm piling on though, because I
I
like to
don't-
be like my sisters.
I didn't know that Montel Williams named his episodes because he's a
Yeah.
talk show host, right? But he named
listen,
his episodes?
I don't know.
Montel? Isn't it like Oprah?
Yeah, I mean, he was like Oprah, but like also like Maury Povich. I don't know. Like, listen, let's not get into that. I have no idea.
Uh-huh.
But was it maybe she's remembering, maybe she's thinking it's Montel Williams, but it was actually like a Dateline or
Maybe.
something.
But I did want to say,
Ooh.
she mentioned the dive guy that went missing. And I will say, since she had also mentioned that the Adrift episode, so Jordan and I were talking recently because we had that talk about on the Adrift episode that we recently released. We talked about how, like, if you thought about what was under you in the ocean, it would be like that episode of Pee Wee Herman where he puts on the headlight
Yes.
glasses.
Yes, and if you scroll through our slides on Instagram, you'll get to see
Yes,
that
you
clip.
can find that clip. But my husband Jordan reminded me of this trip he went to Sipadan, which is like a really amazing dive destination, but it's also
Say it again.
the American Embassy tells you not to go there.
What's it called?
Sipadan.
Sipadan?
Sipadan. Sipadan.
Okay.
So it's near Borneo. It's a really amazing dive destination, but the US Embassy tells you not to travel there because it's an area known for pirates. And he went on his very first ever night dive.
Oh,
And as the guides were like getting them all ready, most of the people there were first-time night divers. they were like checking the equipment and turning on flashlights. And Jordan said he saw one of them like turn on a flashlight and then whack it a few times and then look at it and be like, and like shrug.
Oh no.
And Jordan was like, okay. That was kind of his reaction. But then he and his dive partner, who's our good friend, John, went down and their flashlight failed.
Oh no.
And they whacked it and it didn't
Wait.
turn back on.
They only had one flashlight between them. They didn't even give.
Yes, it was two people, dive partners, sharing one flashlight,
Oh my
and their
gosh.
flashlight failed.
Haley, do you see
No.
why I hesitate when you try to convince me to get scuba certified? Do you understand?
You could get scuba certified. It's in a swimming pool. You're going to be fine.
So that's like the opposite of Pee-wee in the dark. It makes me laugh so hard. I mean, I asked him, I was like, did you guys like cling to each other? Did you hug each other? Like, how much
Yeah.
could you see? And he was like,
How did they get
"Listen,
out of it?"
It wasn't that bad. Like yes, it was pitch black, but we could see like 6 other dive groups. Like, I mean, it was all their dive group. It's
So
like
they-
6 other pairs with their flashlights nearby.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So they were able to get to the surface safely.
Oh,
But then this is the other super hilarious thing that Jordan reminded me of today when I was talking to him about this. They'd all gotten back up and like, your stuff's all wet. You pull up all your wet equipment and they were on this amazing liveaboard boat that was basically like a luxury liveaboard boat. It was so cool. And there was this set of stairs that had gotten wet from everybody coming up and down. It was 10 steps or more, but this one guy went up the steps and must have slipped and he went doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. And Jordan and John looked at each other and were like, did you just hear that? He fell to the drum break of Phil Collins.
drum.
What is it? In the Air Tonight? What's the name of that song?
Yes.
And that was like,
yeah.
so that was the first story Jordan told me when he got back from this trip. Not the story where his flashlight failed in the deep, dark ocean, like at night underwater.
Not his
It was
literally
the
near
Phil
death
Collins
experience.
slip and fall
near-death
drum beat
experience.
down the stairs. The guy was okay,
Oh my gosh.
but he fell to the drum beat of the Phil Collins drum break. So
Hey, I mean, if you're thinking about memorable memories,
Memorable memories. When you're thinking about memories that you remember.
when you're remembering the memories that you remember,
yes.
okay. So, okay, the other thing that I will say, has anybody watched that Netflix documentary, What Happened to Amy Bradley?
I've watched the
No,
first
not
2
yet.
episodes and then I keep falling asleep.
Well, there are only 3 episodes, so you're really close.
I've watched, okay, and I might not have even, I think I fell asleep during the second episode. I'm in the second episode.
Okay, I need to watch
Well,
it.
spoiler alert, pause. They still don't know what happened to Amy Bradley. They have some ideas.
Oh, well, that I do
Ah.
know because I've watched all the TikToks about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that reminds me of it. That's not one of the ones that I believe Montel Williams mentioned, but it was like around that same time frame.
What do you think? What do you think happened, Demi?
Well, having watched it, I think that she probably was like forced into some kind of sex trafficking because there have been
Mhm.
several sightings. Although, I mean, it's the same with like it's so hard to know what to trust when humans are recounting things, right? Like, did that drum beat actually sound like Phil Collins' song?
Yes, it had to have.
Did they actually see Amy Bradley on the beach? I don't know. Like I wasn't there. It's tricky, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, did people see those? What was that family that like Madeline McCann? Like, like it's so hard to know 100%.
Yeah, but the thing about the Amy Bradley sightings is that the guy that went to the brothel that didn't say anything until later said that the woman came up to him and said, "I'm Amy Bradley.
Mhm.
I'm a missing person."
Yes.
And then he threw in something like, "I left the boat of my own will." But I listened to this TikToker and I kind of tend to agree with her. She's like, I think he did see her. I think Amy Bradley was trafficked. I think he did see her, but I think he felt guilty for not saying anything for a few years. So he threw in I left the boat of my own will.
Mhm.
Although she had been partying, she was drunk.
Maybe, but also I think he didn't know. I don't think he knew Amy Emmy Bradley's name
Oh.
when he heard that. If he did hear the name.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is he recreating stuff after the fact? Like, did she say Amy Bradley? You know, like I think that's where it gets confusing because he took so long to come forward. Is he reconstructing things in his mind? Just like I reconstructed the name of the Montel Williams episode.
And so did Amanda B. So it's kind of like the, did a Sinbad
Our listener that wrote
did a
in.
Sinbad episode? Like there's all these
I
themes
thought so. She said she thought it was called Danger on the Ocean. I thought it was called Terror on the Open Sea.
Oh.
And Google searches, according to her and according to me, I searched after I saw this. I couldn't find the episode. So
Huh. Interesting.
And
Huh.
now that you bring it up, I think I saw it too.
I don't think I saw it, but I don't think I watched Montel that much.
yeah, I mean,
Nailed it.
this is called Montel Williams Goes on a Boat.
Yeah, it's called Montel Williams, Sassy and Sailing.
I did enjoy Montel
Sassy,
when I did
sassy,
watch.
bald, sailing, handsome man.
Well, but did you have thoughts about what happened to Amy Bradley? Do you know the case?
I know the case from like years and years ago.
Uh-huh.
I haven't watched the Netflix documentary on it yet, and I want to, but yeah, I will have to weigh in another time.
Okay, so we did have these 2 emails, and Haley, you were going to share
Yes.
another follow-up.
Okay, so we've got Becca, and we know Becca from our childhood. And she says, just have to tell you ladies, it's so fun listening to you 3. I'm on episode 4, and it's so fun that I can visualize your house growing up, having been there. But I just wish we had talked about all these spooky things back then.
Oh, yes.
No kidding, Becca, me too.
Yeah,
Same. Wish it had been on our
it was a
radar.
little more taboo back then. Darn it.
I don't know. I feel like I talked about spooky things all the time back then.
Me
I would
too.
say I talked about ghost things all the time back then. I felt like true crime was a little more taboo. I think I finally felt free to talk about true crime because, I would buy like the People magazines and secretly be like, I'm interested in the fashion, Mom. Will you buy this for me? But really, I wanted the art.
JonBenet Ramsey.
I wanted the true crime episodes, or I wanted the true crime articles. And it wasn't until I was staying with my friend was house sitting for this family, and I went out and stayed the night with her, and there was like shelves of true crime books in this man's library, and I was sort of horrified because it was like one of those things where I was like tantalized, but also like, should I
Like, is this okay?
be wanting to read this? Because it feels a little wrong. And then Jennifer, like the guy was fine with the guy told Jennifer she could read anything, so she loaned me the book The Perfect Victim.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the Colleen Stan story.
Uh-huh.
And it just was I think that I then read it and then told each of you at way too young of an age the entire the story in its entirety.
Vivid recounting.
We might need to do an episode on that one.
And
And then I gave a vivid recounting of it to our cousins on our mom's side while on a road trip with our aunt and uncle in the car. And they didn't stop me,
Oh, wow.
but
they're like, wow, what an interesting story, Haley. And you're like, and it's true.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyway,
Well, yes. So thank you to Becca for listening and for sending us a message. We appreciate that so much.
yes.
Thanks, Becca.
Thank you, Becca. That was very nice. Appreciate it.
So I think we had some current news updates that we wanted
Ooh,
to touch on.
I actually, real fast before we do the current news. So when I re-listened to our Wanda Beach episode, I realized that I never gave you guys I never gave you, the listeners, or you, my sisters, my theory on who the Wanda Beach killer is. Because when I ended the episode, there was like the one investigator who was sure that, gosh, I'm gonna forget his name, but it was like the guy that was in jail that did the art, that wrote,
The painter. Yeah.
that made the painting.
Paintings.
He was convinced it was that guy. I think his name was Alan, and I just can't remember his last name right now.
Alan Bassett.
Oh, Alan Bassett. Yes, it was Alan Bassett. Thank you. So, okay, Alan Bassett was that one detective's main suspect, and Alan Bassett is the one that did the paintings, and that detective was pretty sure that one painting he gave called a bloody a bloody, awful thing, depicted the murders and depicted the Wanda Beach landscape. When he died, the other detectives thought it was Derek Percy. That was the favorite. But Derek Percy was a pedophile and a child molester. And while Marianne and Christine, the victims, were 15, so they were technically children, that was not the age group that Derek Percy was actually attracted to. And Marianne and Christine walked off and left their younger siblings playing alone in a hidden sand dune. And these children were the age that Derek Percy was after. And so it seems to me that if Derek Percy was there and he was like an opportunist and looking for someone to murder, he wouldn't have gone after Marianne and Christine, which is why.
Did Derek Percy target both girl and boy children?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Derek Percy did target both girls and boys, and like younger than 15. Kind of like pubescent and prepubescent, if that makes sense.
Terrible.
However, Christopher Wilder, he then, so when Christopher Wilder was found to be a serial killer in the United States, he kind of became the lead suspect. And I think that was almost like an easy lead suspect. They're like, well, we can just say Christopher Wilder did it. Clearly, he's a murderer. And he could have been there. He was at that beach. He frequented that beach. We don't know if he was at the beach that day, but remember, he had been convicted.
And whoopsie, we let him go.
Oh, it makes me so angry. He was like that so many times. But, so I'm kind of like Christopher Wilder. I would say in my mind, 70% chance it's Christopher Wilder. He really could have been it. The style of killing, the age of the victims, 2 girls at once, they're all things that Christopher Wilder does later. However, if you remember the Reddit user that said there was a tenant staying at his mother's house, or her mother's house, like a boarder staying there, who was covered in blood and burned their clothes. And he said he had run into someone hunting rabbits, and that's why he was covered with blood. And it turns out rabbit hunting was actually a really common thing on Wanda Beach. So it's possible, but he burned the clothes. He burned his shoes. He didn't wash the clothes. He didn't wash the shoes. I know he was interviewed by the police, according to the Reddit user that wrote in, and the police dismissed him. I want to know why. And that's why I would say Christopher Wilder's 70% and that guy's 30%, is I'm assuming the police have a reason why that guy wasn't a stronger suspect.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they have a reason. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of talk about that.
I mean, often, even if they think somebody is, if they don't have like tangible evidence, there's just nothing they can do, which sucks, right? Like, but also like it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty terrible, pretty awful.
Yeah. Anyways, I felt like I left that out. That was something that I had intended to kind of close the episode with. So thanks for letting me sort of.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. That's really awesome.
Say that. And I still feel like if they can find that lost DNA, because if you remember, there was semen harvested or like collected. I don't know what the right word is. There was semen collected from one of the victims that they said they carefully labeled and stored, but then it was misplaced. They just don't know where it is. So if it has not been destroyed and they end up finding it, hopefully they can use genealogical DNA. And then hopefully with that blood sample, because there was a spot of blood that did not belong to either girl that they found and they tried to test in 2014. But technology has come so far since 2014. And I feel like if they test it again in one of these high-tech labs that's able to use degraded DNA, because they were able to determine who Jack the Ripper's killer was. Talk about degraded DNA. That was from blood that...
Who killed Jack the Ripper?
Who was it? Do you remember? It was like the account.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm joking because you said who Jack the Ripper's killer was.
Oh. You know what I meant. Who?
I was just teasing
Who
you.
Jack the Ripper, the killer was.
Yes.
So I don't know. I feel like that could be solved, and I hope it is.
I hope so.
Yeah. I definitely think that you're right, Nettie.
Thank you.
So Haley, you had some headlines that caught your eye this week. Did you want to share some of those?
I do. I just Googled funny news, like funny things in the news. While the whole situation here is not funny, the headline goes, "A man told 911 a bear chased him off a cliff. Weeks later, he was arrested for murder. And so the story later goes on talking about a man from Tennessee claiming that a bear had chased him off of a cliff. And then authorities arrive to the scene to find the body of a different man.
Oh, so he was saying the bear chased him off so they would think
that he had died. He was like trying to fake his own death. So he befriended and lured a victim who looked a little bit like him, and he was going to try and take that man's identity. He pushed him off a cliff.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Horrible. And then weeks later, they find him at a local hospital and arrested him. And so
he like called 911 pretending that he had just fallen off a cliff, saying, I'm injured.
And that he was unable to move, and that his phone only had 2% battery.
Oh, man.
And so that's why they weren't able to get him back on 911. And then the cops go to find this body of a different man with the first man's identification.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
But they're like, this isn't the guy. And
he just didn't think they'd like do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Oh, what a dummy.
So
he really thought that he planned a good way to like start his life over and fake his own death, but that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Wait, do we know what he was running from? Why was he trying to get?
I really just did a cursory glance at this news article.
Gotcha. Listen, I did the same thing for a couple of news articles. Do you have another one that you were going to share?
I do. So this one is not for animal lovers, I don't think. Maybe. It depends on what animals you love.
Hey, listen.
I'm just going to get into it. Denmark Zoo asks people to donate their small pets as food for captive predators.
What?
This is called put nothing to waste. Okay.
They're asking people to donate pets?
Wow.
They're not even saying like,
hey, listen, are they saying like hamsters or like the mice that your kids might have?
They're leaning really into like guinea pigs, but also if you have a healthy animal that you need to rehome for this sake, let's see. It says, if you have a healthy animal that needs to be given away for various reasons, feel free to donate it to us.
Donate it to us. We've got a use for it.
Oh, and really quick, this article is apnews.com, and the previous article was npr.org.
Okay.
So
but this
the
one
zoo
is
points,
recent, right? This one's like just
I think so. Yeah, August 4th, 2025. The zoo points to guinea pigs, rabbits, and chickens as possible donations. After being euthanized, the animals will be used as fodder, the zoo says.
Wow, okay.
Oh, gosh.
That way, nothing goes to waste, and we ensure natural behavior, nutrition, and well-being of our predators. They're not even like specifically saying what predator animals they're talking about at the zoo. I mean, I'm guessing all of them. The online call for pet donations is accompanied by a picture of a wildcat baring its teeth with its mouth wide open and a link to the zoo's website.
Wow.
Noting the facility is also interested in receiving horses.
Is this a prank?
The least small pet.
Is this a prank? Honestly,
Oh
this
my
feels
gosh,
like
this could be a
this
prank.
feels like a prank.
Feels like a prank, but if it's posted by AP News, I don't know.
Oh,
AP
boy.
News, stay ahead of the
I
news.
almost wonder if like a disgruntled employee or something, someone's like, it's my last day.
Oh my
I'm the
gosh.
news person. Like I'm the social media person. And they sent it out and everyone's like, oh my
No, but the zoo
gosh.
put out a press release, so maybe it's a prank from the zoo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A
Oh.
zoo employee. Like what I'm saying,
I
like
thought you were talking about an AP News.
no, like a disgruntled zoo employee sends out like a press release, like on their last day to just kind of.
The article does close out. The zoo, which could not immediately be reached for additional details, does not list other pets or animals as possible donations.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I just can't imagine anyone like donating a pet. A pet?
No, it's crazy. Okay, so I had a couple that caught my eye this week. First is from walesonline.co.uk.
Uh-huh.
Silent man who has spent a decade repeatedly blocking traffic does it again.
What? What?
So, a man who has spent more than a decade,
Silent?
yes, repeatedly standing in the middle of a busy road until he is arrested and then remaining silent, has done it again just a month after being jailed for his last road blocking offense. That was a direct quote from walesonline.co.uk.
What is his game? What is his end game?
Does it in this same spot. Nobody really knows. Nobody knows what he's doing. He refuses to engage.
Huh?
The reason for his behavior remains unknown. Crazy. Okay, the other one, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Ghislaine Maxwell, she was transferred from her very high security prison due to some deal that nobody knows really quite, like what the details were, but she was transferred to Bryan, Texas, to this cushy prison, which, by the way, is like 15 minutes from Charlie's college, which my oldest son Charlie's going. She was transferred to this prison recently, but the headline that I saw this week was that she has been barred from this cute little puppy program because they don't let people with crimes of a sexual nature or crimes that involve minors handle the pets, which I'm kind of glad about. So she was blocked from engaging in this little puppy training program because of the nature of her convictions. So I kind of liked that. And in the vein of skeevy people, did you guys see that Pete Hegseth? I don't know, and I don't care.
Oh my God.
He goes to this terrible conservative church that is trying to strip women of their right to vote.
Oh my God.
It is nuts.
Yeah.
What?
He shared a post, or retweeted or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, or the head of the church, who is a very hateful looking man
Oh
with
my God.
the most
Yes.
literally soul devoid eyes.
Yep.
Was like, women are vessels for bearing children. Like, that was his update to the world.
Oh, I think I
I've
did
seen
see something where he was like, it should be a household vote, and the man is the head of the household.
Yeah.
Oh, what a gross guy. Ugh. Yeah.
Super gross human.
Yeah. No, that guy is not inspired by the Lord at all. Oh, I did see.
Just husks to be used.
I did see a clip of him, and he is a gross human.
Super weird church.
So that was what caught my eye this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made me so angry.
Danetti, did you have any news you wanted to share? Or were you just
No, I do.
freeloading it on this
I
one?
have.
Oh, you did.
I'm a freeloader. Just tag along on this podcast.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Well, in paranormal news, we talked a little bit about Annabelle on our last Follow Up Friday episode. And I need to do a little more research to figure out what's actually happening with Annabelle, because I know that she officially had more stops on her tour, but I feel like her team has gone very silent since the death of her handler last month. But Matt Rife, the comedian, bought Ed and Lorraine Warren's house, and he is going to turn it into a tourist destination. It's going to be like you can go and stay there. And I think that what he said, so he bought it with another comedian whose name I can't remember right now. Something with an EST in it.
No idea.
I don't know. Anyways, he bought it. He and another comedian bought it. They're going to turn it into a tourist. They're basically going to Zach Baggins the whole thing and turn it into this tourist destination. He does not own the artifacts in the museum, but he owns the right to show the artifacts for a certain period of time. So anyway,
Wow.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of creepy dolls,
Do you know who Matt Rife is?
yeah, well, I saw his Instagram posts about buying the property. So that's the only reason I know who he is. I'd never
Okay.
heard of him before.
He's one of those interact with the audience comedians.
Hmm.
I don't know how I feel about him.
Very uncomfortable. I would not enjoy
I
his show.
would die if they chose me. I would bury my face.
Oh no.
Yes.
I don't think I've seen his stuff.
No, same. You'd be like the Coldplay Kiss Cam people.
You'd disappear like the Coldplay Kiss Camp people.
Speaking of creepy dolls and bringing it back to the scuba diving thing, I forgot to mention, did I tell you about my first discovery dive in Thailand? We're just like swimming along on the shore and we look down and there is a terrifying doll just on the bottom of the ocean
No.
with like its eyes scribbled out with pen.
Oh dear.
It was just like the spookiest, creepiest thing. And you can't talk to each other.
Where did you say you were?
Underwater in Thailand, which,
Yeah. I heard you say the ocean. I couldn't remember what country.
never do either of those things. No, it was just so spooky. And we all like, you can't talk to each other. You can like tap on your tank with something metal and try to get somebody else's attention. We're all like pointing at it and like
Like, ting, ting, ting.
totally freaked
Oh
out.
my gosh. Were your kids with you on that
Whoa.
dive?
Not on that dive. They were not.
Oh, no one wanted to like go scoop it up and bring it up and like take care of it, give it a home, put it in its own little
No,
case.
it's obviously cursed. Did you not hear the thing about the eyes?
I did.
Very spooky.
Leave it alone. You have to leave it where it was. Good job.
It was very, I don't know, it reminded me of Chucky or something. It's something freaky. We were like, "Ugh," like it makes your heart seize for a second.
Yeah, what if it suddenly
So-
started swimming at you?
Well, that would also be scary, but in a more like fascinating way. Like, what is this mechanism?
What if it just gently started floating up to you? Like not even swimming, it's just almost like it was released when it came to you and it just lifted off the ocean floor and
That's
gently
even creepier.
floated up.
That would also freak me out. Those are two fictional scenarios that would have been even scarier than the real scenario that I told you about. Good job, you guys. You beat me.
What if it came to life and turned into a vampire and tried to bite
Oh my
you?
gosh, that is like
Then it turned into a werewolf.
That's like every ghost story that I heard growing up. And guess what else? Did you know Haley was telling about true crime, terrifying things to her very young cousins. But do you remember when I got spanked by that horrible woman at church for telling her daughter that was my same age, we were 4, the ghost with the one black eye and bloody bones and dirty diapers? She spanked me in the parking lot of church.
What are you doing touching someone else's kids?
It was a different time. It was a different time.
Those ghost stories are hilarious.
Yes.
Well, I was still scared by them and I passed them on, so that's on me.
Bloody
You have to
bones
pass them on.
and dirty diapers. Oh gosh, those were fun. Those were fun to tell.
Or the one where it's got you where I want you. Now I'm gonna
Don't
eat
give
you.
it away because remember
Yeah.
we're doing
Oh,
a Halloween
eat ya.
episode. We're going to tell childhood ghost stories.
Yay!
Oh, well, yeah, you can tell some other better ones. Those ones aren't even scary.
No,
Nitty.
I've got a good scary
Gonna
one, but
scare
I don't know what
you.
Haley thinks is scary. Maybe she wants to tell you I've got you where I want
Gross.
you. Now I'm gonna-
Punchline, it's a booger. We'll get a better story for our Halloween episodes.
Well, we got to move on because Nettie's gonna dry heave.
So anyway, so fun catching up on all this. Thanks to everybody for writing in and responding to our posts and stories.
We
with
are
spookies.
currently working on some merch, so keep your eyes open for that and tune in next Tuesday when we are hearing about Lady Bird Lake in Texas and a possible serial killer.
Yes, hosted by
Emily.
And if you have a scary story of your own that we might read on our podcast during spooky season, email us at thespookydarlings@gmail.com. Don't forget the Spooky Darlings.
Yeah.
And you find us on Instagram at the Spooky Darlings Podcast.
Yeah, and you can DM us on Instagram too.
Click that little follow button.
Yes.
Rate, review.
And we
5
found out today
stars.
that you can listen to us on Audible.
Yeah.
I think we kind of knew that, but we thought it was like attached to Amazon Prime, but it's separate. So if you have an Audible subscription, you can listen to us for free.
Hello.
Yeah. Audible, Amazon, Spotify,
Apple Podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, so many places.
Yeah, so many places. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can listen to us. So thanks, everybody.
Leave us a review, drop us a 5-star rating, and we'll see you.
5 stars.
Right in.
We'll see you next Tuesday. Or we'll tune in next Tuesday.
So that says tunt now, not
No, tune in.
oh, tint. That's even better.
Tune in next Tuesday. Oh goodness.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Thank you.
on that note,
Bye.
thanks everybody.
Bye.
5 stars.
Before we disappear into the shadows, don't forget, we're still sending out vinyl stickers. Leave us a rating and review and email us proof to thespookydarlings@gmail.com, along with your mailing address, and we'll send you some spooky snail mail while supplies last. And if your heart is still mourning that tote bag, may we gently tempt your way toward our merch store at thespookydarlings.printful.me. Treat yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening. And as always, stay spooky.